Good work today, Cameron. Thanks, Steve. You always do such a good job. I wonder why it was such an emergency to get this job done today. I heard that it had to do with something weird going on within the company. There's been a lot of gossip lately. I've been curious about what's really going on. I asked Blake since he seemed to know more than me and he filled me in. What did he tell you? He said that someone in the company used a large sum of money for entertainment purposes. So we have to make up for it by working on extra projects like the one you and I just worked on today. He also refused to reimburse the company. I was also talking with some people in the accounting department, and they said the money taken will start causing issues. Either way, if this continues, then the company will be in trouble. I see. That makes sense, I guess. That seems like a big problem. Do you know the name of the person who did this? I think I might have an idea, but I'm not sure. I feel awkward calling him out, though. I hear he's one of the major managers. I don't want to somehow draw attention to myself and get in trouble with him. I understand where you're coming from. I get that you don't want to somehow get in trouble with the company due to gossip, especially if you call out the wrong person. They could take offense and consider firing you. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to add to the drama. I also don't want to be a part of it. I was just curious as to what's going on. Then are you okay with me dealing with this for you? You can tell me his name and I'll handle the rest. I'll make sure you stay out of things. I can handle it. So, you're joining in on these meetings? You're that desperate brown-noser, aren't you? What's going on? What do you mean? I see you. I know exactly what you're up to. I'm one of the big names in this company, and now you're just trying to nudge yourself closer to get promoted. You're the one who went out of your way to get me to sign a contract, remember? You want to climb the ranks, don't you? So, you must be John, right? I did in fact offer you a contract. I have a project that I need more employees for. Yeah, what about it? Do you actually think I'd agree to sign it? I don't need some lowlife offering me a contract. If you are a subcontractor trying to strike a business deal, then start acting like a professional. I am one of the leading managers of this company, after all. So, how should I speak to you then? Do other people speak to you in a special way? Do you think you are talking to just anyone? I should teach you a lesson. You work for such a small part of this company. I am the one in charge of everything. I am one of the few major leading managers working directly with the owner. And yet you choose to talk back to me? To think that someone like you could possibly talk back to me without punishment. But all I did was ask you a few questions. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Talking to you is just a waste of my time. If you really want to talk, then start preparing a plan for a party. This company needs to have more entertainment for its employees. Everything is always so boring. Entertainment? For what purpose? You want me to sign your contract, right? That's why you are trying to get close to me. If you want your contract signed for your project, then help me plan something entertaining. What do you mean by this? What? Do you not understand what I'm saying? You give me entertainment plans and I'll sign them. It's that simple. Really? You don't plan on reading my contract's contents? You'll just sign? I couldn't care less. All these contracts are the same. After a while, you just don't read them anymore. Anyway, it's settled. Go ahead and contact me anytime if you have questions about how to plan a party or outing. Wait a second. Are you really okay with this business trade? You are really asking me that after everything I just said? I think it's a good business trade. We attended the same meeting about business trades, right? You seem like you didn't learn anything. Yeah, we did. I'm just concerned about how to pay for this entertainment stuff you are asking for. Plus, it seems unnecessary. Don't worry about the cost. Just use the company's money. Geez, you are so stubborn. Just take the deal. If you can't come up with something fun for me to do, then the deal is off. You really just want to mess around, don't you? Let me think about how to handle the situation. I'll get back to you later. I went to a really nice place today. The company ended up paying for everything, of course. Everyone else is stupid to pay using their own money. But thank goodness for the company's money. What are you talking about? I'm talking about how I didn't have to pay the bill for yesterday's outing. I was so surprised when I saw the bill. The place was crazy expensive. There was no way I could afford something like that with my own money. Shouldn't you have paid for yourself? You had fun and didn't pay attention to how much you were spending. If you're choosing to go out to such a place, then take responsibility and use your own money or don't go at all. Why use the company's money? I shouldn't have to pay for anything. This was a little company get-together at a nice restaurant I put together. If I had to pay, I wouldn't go. Since it is business-related, the company has to pay. It doesn't matter if I use the company's money. I work hard and deserve it. Of course you would say that. But if you're making these plans, then you should pay yourself. This is irresponsible. Why should the company have to pay for your enjoyment? The company's money is carefully calculated, and if someone is spending that money without thought, then it will cause major issues. No, I think you are misunderstanding this. What? How so? If I am out with co-workers, then the company should pay for me. I am also a well-respected manager in the company, so I have every right to use the company's money as I please. If I can't use the company's money, then lowest-status employees, such as yourself, should pay for me. Why is that? Because you are trash and insignificant to me. That's why. You should be treating me with respect if you ever want to climb the ranks in this company. Ugh, a person like you just would never understand. People like me are high class and live a completely different life from you. My bill was $5,000, by the way. If you don't like me using the company's money, then send me this money and pay for me. You are extremely selfish and irresponsible for doing this. You just want to be spoiled. In the meeting we had, you weren't even paying attention. I kept an eye on you, and even now you were crossing the line. You should be ashamed. I think you should stop while you can. You think I should be ashamed? I know that this company should absolutely be paying for me. You are the one who doesn't get it. I am basically in charge of everything in this company. I can do what I want with the money. I also work hard. What am I possibly doing that's so wrong? So you'll pay for me, right? If you don't, you can kiss your job goodbye. How does that sound? Are you seriously threatening to fire me if I don't pay for you? Finally, you're starting to wise up. Good. That's real good. Extra money for me. So hurry up and send it to me. No. Who the hell do you think you are? What? Now that I think about it, I don't recognize you. I don't see your name in my department for lead management. I've also noticed that you speak too unprofessionally to even be a manager. I am honestly amazed at how rude you are and your behavior up until this point. How dare you speak to me like that? You wanted a business deal with me, remember? Did you forget about it? I won't sign if you speak to me this way. I think you're misunderstanding the situation here. I am no ordinary employee at this company. What? I am part of this company's top management. I am the vice president. Wait, what do you mean? I think you misunderstood what you heard at the meeting. Either that or you just weren't paying attention. But I am the one in charge of you. You are not a high-class employee and you do not work with our top managers. That's why I didn't recognize you. I only work with the president and a few other leading managers from time to time. But you're just an average employee, aren't you? Please, wait a second. You are really the vice president of the company? How do I know you are not faking it? How do you not know who you are messaging right now? You can see my name and profile picture, can't you? Do you not recognize me or my number? I'm Cameron Chavez. Wait, you're Cameron Chavez? You're such a major figure in the company. Famous, actually. You have led so many major projects. That's right. Now that you know who I am, I'm sure you're embarrassed. It took you forever to figure out who you were talking to. You don't seem to have a good work ethic. You don't pay attention and you don't read your contracts. Nothing is looking good for you. Now I also have proof and know everything you've been doing. Hold on a second. This is all just one big misunderstanding. I'm really sorry. I really thought you were just another average employee I was speaking to. I'm so sorry. It is way too late to be apologizing to me now. I am going to look up all your information in the company system to get a clear idea of which department you work for and what you do. I'm sure you are somewhere in accounting, considering you had access to the company's money. That's all for now. This conversation is over. What? What do you mean by that? This is all just a big misunderstanding. I really had no bad intentions. Just please reconsider. I don't get what you're saying. You already told me everything you're doing. You were proudly telling me how much money you spent and how it was the company's money. But it's not what you think. I had no idea who you were. I would never speak that way to the vice president. This wasn't my fault. Then whose fault was it? It's the company policy's fault. What? That doesn't make any sense. My department is really strict. If we act out of line, then we suffer really harsh consequences. That's why I acted out. It's because I'm forced to act so professionally and not make any mistakes all the time. There is no room for fun. When I thought you were just another employee, I wanted to have some fun. I wanted to try and give orders and act like a big manager. I've heard enough. What? I understand that you are sorry about how you acted toward me. But now you are even lying about the company's policy. First, you impersonate a manager. Then you use the company's money for self-entertainment. Last, you talked down to what you thought was another employee, and now you lied about company policy. This is unforgivable. But I wasn't lying. Do you think I wouldn't know my own company's policy as the vice president? I'm going to report you to the president as well. What? You're going to tell him? Yes, that's right. We may need to have a company meeting to talk about work ethic and what happens to people like you. You're going to have to suffer the consequences. Or maybe I can give you a punishment instead. Our company has recently expanded out into some quite rural areas. Should I have you work at one of those branches by yourself until you can pay back all the money you owe the company? I really don't want to have to deal with an idiot like you any longer. I'm sorry. I'm the one who was wrong and made some poor decisions. I'm sorry for all the horrible things I've said and done. Please don't transfer me. I can't live in the countryside. My wife will divorce me. I know I acted out of line. Please just understand that I had no ill intent. I don't understand at all. You clearly had ill intent and tried to threaten me into giving you money. You also took money from the company to the point where it started to affect everyone. You have been doing this for a while. You are being delusional if you think you can get out of something like this just by apologizing. You knew exactly what you were doing. It is sad to think you risked everything, even with a family to support. I'm so sorry. I really am. You spent at least $5,000 of the company's money now by your own admission. Then you threatened to fire me if I didn't send you that money. Looking over our finances, I'd put your total damage at something closer to $50,000. How many times have you done this? Explain that behavior to me. No, it's not like that. I didn't actually mean it. I might have done it a few times, but I just wanted to sound cool. It's not like I have the power to actually fire anyone. A few times. I'm ashamed I didn't know about this sooner. It doesn't matter what you say. Did you plan to keep speaking that way to employees if this situation didn't happen? Just how long have you been doing this? Good thing I stopped you before things got worse. But I was just messing around. Anyway, I just put an end to this company's suffering. I sent out a company email apologizing and explaining that the person wasting all of our money has been caught. I also blocked your number from calling any department in the company. No one will receive any messages from you either or respond. But why? How did you find out about me anyway? Many people started to complain about someone in the company being irresponsible. This hasn't happened before, so people were surprised. I am extremely angry right now. I can't continue this conversation. I'm so sorry. I'm sending you an invoice for the money you stole. You must pay it all back. It's all your fault that the company is in the position it is financially. All because you wanted to have fun. I will never do such a thing again. Next time, I will apologize to you in person as well. I will never do this again. I promise. Of course you won't, because there won't be a next time for you. I will make sure something like this never happens to the company again, or the next company you work for. What do you mean, next company? You don't actually think I'd allow you to continue working here, do you? It doesn't matter what you say or do. You are absolute trash. Trash? Me? Who else? Even though I have worked for this company for over 6 years, you were going to fire me? I'm not trash. I may have done a few bad things, but in all the 6 years I've been here, I've worked so hard. It doesn't matter how long you have been here or what you've accomplished. Anyone in the company would be fired for doing what you've done, including me. Do you still not understand? I understand that what I did was horrible and wrong, but you didn't have to call me trash. I still worked hard before I did all this. It is your fault for putting yourself in that position. You scared other employees and were irresponsible. You have an extremely poor work ethic as well. You don't read contracts or pay attention to business deals. You don't listen during meetings, and you don't look at who you're messaging. Someone like that should not be working here. Even if you are speaking to another employee, you do not talk down to them or be rude to them, even if you're joking. Considering all this, you seem like trash to me. Is this a formal decision? Am I really fired? I know you are the vice president and that you are extremely angry with me right now, but are you sure you want me gone? You are not acting out of anger, are you? It's true that I am angry right now, but after something you've done, anyone would fire you immediately. I'm really sorry for causing so much trouble, so please wait for a second. It's all my fault. I can't explain to you how sorry I am. You are the one who decided to act this way. You did this to yourself. Deal with it. Please, just give me another chance. I didn't even get a warning or anything. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. This is not preschool. This is a professional company and we don't give warnings for this kind of behavior. You have done too much. Is there really nothing I can do? Please forgive me. I know I really screwed up. I have learned my lesson. I promise I will be a professional employee from now on. I'm so sorry. You can't see me right now, but I'm on my knees begging you right now. I've heard enough from you. Stop begging. I'm too busy to deal with this any longer. Oh, and let's not forget that you're the one who called me trash to begin with. Funny how karma works. Now, make sure you pay back all the money you owe. In the end, John ended up paying back the company all $50,000. He had to take out loans to pay what he owed since he didn't have that kind of money in his bank account. Of course, no reputable bank gave him that loan, so now he has to pay back the money at a high interest rate to some shady characters. He also had to apologize in front of a large crowd of employees, including the president. Many people stepped forward about the threats they'd received from him. He wasn't let off the hook with a simple apology. He had to pay them all back as well. I'm sure John now wishes he never got carried away and took his job more seriously. Later, many people came up to me in private to thank me for taking care of John. They even put together a thank you dinner for me at one of my favorite restaurants. When they offered to pay, I refused and paid for myself out of my own pocket. But I very much appreciated the hospitality everyone showed me. Paying for yourself is the responsible thing to do, after all.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.